How do I make it clear that my best friend's mentally ill wife is not invited to my wedding? I am getting married in December and my partner and I are looking to have a mid-sized party, probably about 75 people, comprised of our social, familial, and professional circles. I am 33, partner is 34, and my friend, Anna, is 34. Her wife, Bernice, is 48. We are in Canada. Anna is my best friend from uni. Anna is divorced with 2 kids and has been married to Bernice for 5 years. Bernice loves Anna, and that's about it. Bernice is happily and consistently unemployed. Bernice has never attended or hosted a social event in anything other than a crop top and knee-length pencil skirt. Neither fit. Bernice has 2 points of conversation: alien abductions and the 2008 blockbuster video game, Lego Indiana Jones. Attempts to gently lead conversation beyond those points proves futile, unless Bernice thinks the person in question may want to have sex, in which case, she suddenly develops the cognizance to switch topics and ask them so directly. I don't think anyone has ever taken Bernice up on her offers to have sex with them at random, largely due to the above, but also likely due to the fact that she rarely, if ever, showers or grooms. I have seen this happen at birthday parties, game nights, bar crawls, grocery stores, and school events. Nobody in Bernice's social circle has ever excluded her from participating in anything. It's probably pretty obvious that Bernice is neurodivergent, but to nobody's surprise, she leverages neurodivergence as a means of asserting how special she is, instead of using it as a pathway to improve her relationships and sense of self. She is perfectly content to exist exactly as she has in the past and will likely do so until she dies. Lately she has explored whether she has dissociative identity disorder. It's a dead-end road. Anna is happy, per her own admission, and I trust that. I don't have any reason to doubt that she is making the right decisions for her relationship and family. She has told me many times that she loves Bernice and that she intends to stay in the relationship. I appreciate that she is direct with me, but I can't earnestly be around Bernice for more than 5 minutes. And that sincerely impedes the amount of time I can spend with Anna, as Bernice attaches herself to Anna so intensely that it's like having a third child around when we get together. To Anna's credit, she is aware that I do not like to spend time around Bernice, but is sad that we can't all socialize together well. She has never made me feel badly for this. I love Anna's 2 children. I would like them at my wedding, and I would love Anna at my wedding too. It wouldn't be the same without her. But imagining Bernice approaching a colleague or a friend makes my stomach churn. I am struggling hard with a tactful way to say, "Your wife will suck the life and energy out of my party by monopolizing the attention of either you or my guests, and potentially making them feel sexually harassed, while still inviting Anna and her 2 kids to the event." I am considering coming at it from a boundary-related standpoint and tell Anna that I can't have Bernice at the event, given how she makes people feel uncomfortable. I don't know if it presents a mean double standard to let other guests have a +1 and not Anna, but I can't have Bernice at my wedding. My girlfriend cheated on me, now wants to reconcile. A few weeks ago, my partner of 6 years confronted me about issues regarding our future together, my potential short-term, between 6 and 18 months, move abroad for a career opportunity, something I wasn't likely gonna do, but didn't want to fully rule out where to settle down long-term, even though our hometowns are only 50 minutes apart anyway, and the timeline for marriage. We discussed these issues before, but while I had felt that they could be overcome easily, she apparently was uncertain. After an emotional discussion, where I said I am confident we can find a solution, and she said she wasn't sure we would, we decided to spend a few days apart. During this time apart, I realized the importance of our relationship and was willing to fully compromise. When we met again, I expressed my commitment to not moving abroad, staying in her hometown, and getting engaged in the near future. As mentioned above, I was anyway leaning towards not moving abroad, and the other 2 issues are in my opinion quite minor, and I was okay to go with her preference. My partner said she needed time to think about it. After another few more days apart, she told me to come to our apartment and talk. She asked me again if I was sure about my compromises, which I confirmed. She was happy. We talked a bit and discussed how to move forward, such as improving communication, to avoid something like this in the future, and increasing quality time spent together, etc. The first step was going to be meeting up for an early dinner at a nice restaurant the next day. I spent the night, and we both went to work the next day. I texted her around lunchtime to confirm our dinner plans, and she said she already had something to eat and wasn't feeling well, asking me to come home directly. There, my partner confessed that a coworker had developed feelings for her, and she for him, since around 1 5 months prior to the initial discussion. Despite the shock and hurt, I told her I was willing to work on our relationship as long as she hadn't cheated and was also committed to working on it. I stayed at my parents' place during this time. We met again to discuss things further after a week, and it felt to me that my partner had already made up her mind in favor of the coworker. However, she asked for more time to think about everything. After another week of silence, we met up, and she admitted to cheating on me with the coworker during the time she was supposedly thinking things over. This led me to consider our relationship over. A few days later, I saw my partner with the coworker at an event we had planned to attend together. The event was huge. She didn't see me. This reinforced my decision to end things. When I informed my partner a few days later that I would be picking up my belongings from our shared apartment, she called that evening and asked to talk again. At this meeting, she was very emotional, in contrast to previous meetings, regretful, and asked for another chance. She even offered to change jobs and attend couples therapy. I had suggested couples therapy in the beginning of this debacle. I'm now feeling conflicted and unsure how to proceed. I'm very hurt. My rational mind tells me it's best to move on, but emotionally it's not so clear. The brain doesn't make it easier by recalling all the good times we had. Realistically, does this relationship still have a future, or is it time to move on? My girlfriend doesn't like that I have a female friend. She gave me an ultimatum. How can I solve this? Me and my girlfriend met last December, and within the first few dates we both knew we had something special. Things progressed fairly quickly from there, and we have a very stable and healthy relationship. We never fight or argue. We are always on the same page and we support each other 100%. We do everything together and we see each other 4 days per week, most of the time alone, sometimes with friends, talk on the phone multiple times during the day, etc. If soulmates are a thing, then she is definitely my soulmate and I am hers. I am her person, and she is mine. Neither of us have ever felt so secure in a relationship before this. The one thing that has come between us, though, is my friend Sarah. She is a good friend of mine, but an aspect of my relationships with Sarah is harming my relationship with my girlfriend. I met Sarah 10 years ago through work, and she had a crush on me. I was never interested and I was never attracted to her, and I am still not to this day. At the time, she asked me out and I politely declined. We managed to stay friends, and we maybe hung out once or twice every year to catch up on our lives, etc. Fast forward to last year, before I met my girlfriend. Me and Sarah had developed a stronger relationship and we became good friends who did things together: concerts, parties, shopping, pretty generic friends stuff, and there was zero romance or attraction involved. Sarah was seeing someone during this time period and I was single. Our relationship has always been 100% platonic. Edit. A lot of comments here about the potential of Sarah orbiting me in my life, waiting for the chance to be with me. I can say with certainty that she 100% is not waiting for me because she desperately wants children and I desperately do not. Maybe there's a slim chance that she fantasizes that one day I will want kids, but she's known me for 10 years and I have not changed my stance on kids. So I personally don't believe she's trying to play the long game with me. So here is my problem: my girlfriend is just straight up uncomfortable with Sarah being in my life regardless of the frequency that I may text or see her. Sarah will text me maybe once every 2 weeks to tell me about a cool restaurant or something. I have also only seen Sarah twice in the past 4 months, and both of those times my girlfriend was there. Both times were social events. In fact, Sarah invited me to these events and extended the invitation to my girlfriend both times. Sarah has been nothing but respectful towards my girlfriend and she has made the effort to include her and get to know her. Last night, my girlfriend saw a text on my phone from Sarah and she just broke down, full-blown panic attack, and told me that she has never been able to accept Sarah in my life because of the fact that Sarah had a crush on me 10 years ago. Furthermore, she says that she doesn't like me maintaining a relationship with her because of the idea that I might be entertaining a relationship with Sarah instead of her. This really shocked me. My girlfriend acknowledges that these are irrational thoughts, but she can't help how she feels. She was cheated on in the past and I think those emotional scars might be opening up. She also suffers from depression and is on medication for it. When I tried to talk to my girlfriend about Sarah, she shuts the conversation down and tells me she doesn't want to hear what I have to say. She won't even refer to Sarah by her name. She calls her my friend. At this point, my girlfriend has given me an ultimatum: cut ties with Sarah, or she will walk away from the relationship. I don't want to lose my girlfriend, but I also don't want to cut ties with Sarah, who hasn't done anything wrong. I'm also insecure about how quickly and willingly my girlfriend would cut me out of her life. What can I do to solve this? Any advice is much appreciated.
My partner is seriously doubting my feelings, love, and his trust. Did I cheat? I met my partner on social media in the December 2021. We went on a couple of dates and he told me right from the start that if he started to get any feeling towards me, he would stop the contact between the two of us because he had a lot on his mind. We continued to go on walks, dates, etc., even after his statement. And we also hooked up for the very first time in the beginning on January of 2022. In the same period, I was still seeing my ex. We broke up in 2018 but had been seeing each other casually every month or so. The last time I hooked up with my ex was in January 2022 whilst I was dating, or getting to know my current partner. During the entire year of 2022 I was still in contact over the phone with my ex, but only as friends, and we never met up again after January 22nd. I did reach out to him just to make sure he was doing good, and he did the same to me. The relationship between myself and my partner became more serious in May 2022, but still with a lot on insecurities regarding our future because of all the issues my partner was going through. In December 2022, I decided to let my ex know that we couldn't have more contact, but I didn't tell him that I was dating someone else. The main reason for me cutting ties with my ex was that our friendship lacked meaning and it wasn't fair for neither of us. My ex told me that he wanted to start over and wanted to be in my life again, but I told him it was too late for that and he threw away those chances several times before. Fast forward to the February 2023, my partner proposed to me and I said yes. Just shortly after the engagement, my partner started to ask questions about my prior relationships and wanted to know more about my ex since they were from the same town. I had previously told my partner that I never slept with my ex, but when asked again I told him that the last time we hooked up was 2020. Lie. Since my partner caught me in a lie, he insisted that he needed to check my phone to make sure that I was telling the truth and not lying to him again. I gave him permission to do so. My partner found several texts in 2022 between me and my ex. I had changed his name, and also conversations with my friends about my ex. My partner got really angry, saved my ex's number, and deceived to call him to get the truth out from him since he couldn't get it from me because of all my lies. I admitted that the last time I hooked up with my ex was in January 2022, but he didn't believe me and doesn't till this day. He believes that I have cheated on him both physically, January 2022, and emotionally, phone calls, texts, but still wanted to move forward and work on our issues because he loved me. In the last 3 to 4 months, my partner has been very aggressive, mad, and even called me names: whore, trash, cheap, etc. He wants me to prove to him that I love him by giving attention and showing him love and respect. He also needs to gain back his trust. To do so, he has asked me to change my looks, what I wear, where I got out, and what time I need to be home again, etc. He also need to have my location sent and go through my phone if needed. He easily gets annoyed with me and feels like I don't respect him as a partner. I don't answer his calls right away, and if I look a little bit too long, couple of seconds as a reflex, on other men if we out together, etc. I'm just so confused and I feel like I deserve everything that coming my. His behavior has gotten too much for him and just can't cope mentally anymore, but I love him. I have become depressed and have totally isolated myself from everyone and everything. I want to be with him, but in the same time I don't. I'm unsure if our relations will ever be normal again, and I don't know if he will ever trust me. He will ever